Alright everyone, thanks for watching my very stupid videos, which for some odd reason you find interesting. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about how I came to be an atheist. It's not an easy question. Well, I was born in Mexico. I live here in Mexico right now, even though you see the American flag on the back. I don't live in the States, I live in Mexico, and I was born here, and just your pretty much traditional Mexican. I know I don't look Mexican, and trust me, most of us don't look what Americans and Canadians and Europeans think of Mexican, you know, like very tan and Jorge Gonzalez and stuff like that. We don't look like that. I mean, there are a lot of Mexicans which are very white. If you take a look at the Hispanic race, the one from Spain, it's really white. So I was born here. Most of my family actually comes from either Spain or Scotland and France. My parents, ever since I was born, they told me about God, you know, and well, since 99% of the people in Mexico are Catholics, guess in what religion I was brought into, you know? That's right, Catholicism. And it was a no-brainer, you know. I mean, your parents tell you that you have to be a Catholic, and all the people are Catholics, so it must be true, right? So actually, I was a very pious Catholic. I don't know if that's the word, pious, meaning I believed in it thoroughly and quite literally, and everything they told me I believed it. And I was always a good kid, you know. I always tried to please Jesus and stuff like that. And well, time went by, and I had my first communion, and then I went to Canada. That's where I learned most of my English, and in Canada I started wandering, but not too much, you know. It was just some liberty from my parents, so I started a little bit wandering, but you know, the religion thing was still there. So after Canada, I came back to Mexico, and I lived here ever since. So I had my I don't know what's it called in English, confirmation, something like that. It's one of those sacraments. Basically, it's like a new baptism in which it's not like being born again. No, it's not. It's nothing like that. It's where you go with a high priest, a cardinal, and you basically tell the cardinal, yes, now that I am 15 or 16 or whatever, I want to recognize Catholicism as the only true religion, and I'm a Catholic. So pretty much just say the same things your parents said when you were baptized. Catholics baptize their kids when they're very small, usually, most of the time. After that, I went into college and into university. I studied, my major was psychology, and that's where I really started thinking, you know. I started looking at all these people that sometimes they don't have a choice because they suffer some kind of illness or stuff like that, so they do things they wouldn't do if they hadn't had their illness. So I started thinking, well, these people don't have any free will. I mean, take a look, for example, at homosexuals. I mean, I know there's a big debate over if they're born that way or they become that way later. But basically, the idea here is that it doesn't really matter. You don't have really a choice. I mean, even if it's because you were born that way or later on life made you that way, nowadays you don't have a choice. So I started really wondering, wait, there's no free will. I mean, if God says homosexuals are doing something wrong and a homosexual really doesn't have a choice, then hell, wouldn't be fair. I mean, they wouldn't be committing a sin. So I started thinking and thinking, and then I had a teacher, which actually he made I think it was the most fundamental question that started all this going, which was, if you could actually create a computer and with the same amount of neurons as a human being and gave it a human body and stuff like that, would it be human? And I remember that most of the people in the class went on to say, no, it couldn't be human because humans have something more. And the teacher was, okay, what's that something more? They were like, well, we have a soul, right? And they was like, yeah, all right, we have a soul, prove it. And none of them could prove it. They just went on rambling on like, no, I could feel that we are different from computers, and I just know that we have something more, and they couldn't prove it. So I started thinking and thinking about it, and I was like, damn it, well, you would be human even though you were created as a computer. I mean, you would have thoughts, and we could design you as to have a conscience, which actually led to me believing in something completely different, that is that we as humans don't have free will, but that is something completely off topic. So I went on and started reading about atheism. Some books were actually pretty good, but not convincing enough. That's when I stumbled with Nietzsche. Now I will say Nietzsche correctly, because apparently some people get offended if you don't say it right, even though I have explained a million times in my other video that English is not my first language, so please excuse me if I don't say every single word correctly. Alright, so I started reading this one. I don't know if you can see that one. Yeah, it's the Antichrist. It's in Spanish. Which I actually read, and I felt like, wow, this guy is onto something. He's completely right. And so I went on, and basically that's when I thought, well, okay, I think I'm an atheist. And then I went on and started reading more. I read Sagan's books, Pale Blue Dot, and I read Demon Haunted World, which is pretty much my favorite book in the world. So that's when I realized, okay, I'm an atheist, alright. I mean, if there really is a God, I mean, he would probably be willing to accept into heaven people that think for themselves and rationally, over people who have just blind faith and, you know, are like a little ship that they will just do as they're told without even questioning things. Please, God, you didn't give me any evidence. I mean, come on, it's your fault, it's not mine. I'm only human, you know. Actually, it's gonna be the topic for the next video. Well, just to sum it up, after all that, I started reading about Dawkins, and that was like what closed it, you know. I read The God Delusion, one of the best books I've ever read. Probably my second favorite after Sagan's Demon Hunter World. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been reading ever since about science and biology and astronomy and black holes and Stephen Hawking and stuff like that. And now I'm a hardcore atheist. I wouldn't call myself a militant atheist, but maybe a hardcore atheist, yeah. I hate it when people push their religion onto me, and I do think life would be better without religion, but if you want to go ahead and have it, I mean, have it your way. If you want to believe in something, believe in it. I don't care. Just as long as you don't try to impose it on me, we're gonna be fine, you know. And as long as you don't push your ideas on things like abortion and homosexuality and stuff like that. I mean, we can have a debate about it, but it has to be rational. You can slip in the God card. Alright, thanks for your comments, I really appreciate it. Please rate my videos, it's a nice feedback. I want to know what you guys think. And don't always give me a 5-star, I don't like that. I mean, if you don't like my video or thought it was boring or something, you know, just give me 2-star or 3-star. Don't give me the 1-star. Alright.